Hello Rocksteady Boxers, how are you today? Thank you for joining me. I'm Coach Deb from Rocksteady Boxing Troy at the boxing rink in Michigan. It's a little cold today in Michigan, so I chose to wear some long sleeves. We're going to do a little yoga practice today, and this practice can be done either standing without using a chair, or you can also do this in a chair. So I'm going to be jumping back and forth between my two mats here to show you different ways that these asanas can be performed. So what you'll need today is you will need something to that you might want to comfortably sit on, like a blanket or a bolster or maybe a pillow. You might want to grab your yoga blocks. And again, if you don't have those yoga blocks, you can use a towel folded up. You might want to grab a strap or a tie or a belt or something that has a little bit of substance to it so that it doesn't stretch on you. And of course, for those of you that would like a chair, you need a chair. Maybe two for some support. All right, so we're going to start sitting nice and tall. So when we sit up nice and tall, we want to move the flesh away from the sit bones. If you're seated on the floor, on the earth, you want to be able to cross your legs. If you can't cross your legs, this is where those bolsters or the blankets or the pillows come in handy. You want to raise your hips up away from the earth to be able to bring some openness into the hips, to allow the knees to soften and sit out to the side. Now, if you aren't still able to get your knees down and you still feel like you're uncomfortable, you can take your blocks and you can actually rest them underneath your knees to provide a little bit of support for you, just like this. So once you find that nice spot for yourself to sit, where you feel like you're sitting in steadiness and ease, in yoga we call that sthira sukham. Each posture should be done with sthira sukham, with steadiness and ease. We don't ever want yoga to hurt. We want to be comfortable and be able to keep our breath steady along with the postures. So as we sit up nice and tall, we're going to rest our hands on the lap and we're going to close the eyes. And you can rest with your palms down on your knees. If that feels right to you, you can rest with your palms facing up. I tend to do a little mudra by touching my index finger to my thumb and pointing my other three fingers down towards the earth. But again, any comfortable posture for you. Feel your shoulders. If you feel like your shoulders are hunched up around your neck or kind of hugging your neck, see if you can slide the shoulders down the back, just allowing them to rest. And with the eyes closed, begin to start to feel your breath. In yoga, we say the breath is our guru, the breath is our teacher. So allow the breath to guide you into practice. Each inhale draws an uplifting movement, and each exhale draws a contraction or a folded or a twisting. The inhale draws length to the spine. The exhale gives us a grounding or a rooting to the earth. Allow your breath to become steady and even. And maybe even notice the breath beginning to lengthen. Good. Start to just allow yourself to feel how you are today in this body, in this space. And with mindfulness, just kind of check yourself off. Check from the top of the head down to the feet, doing a little body scan. And not judging the body, just noticing the body and being aware. We do this through the breath. Good. Once you've kind of scan the body, just kind of set yourself in just this moment. See if you can release everything from externally around you and draw yourself a little bit more inward. So personal note, these are not professional videos. So there are going to be some hiccups. Just allow yourself Again, to just be. And maybe opening the eyes here and just letting the gaze come over the tip of your nose or just straight forward towards the horizon. Keep the spine tall with the breath. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead and take your gaze up towards the sky. Let the palms touch. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the heart center. Inhale with the full breath, reach the arms up overhead, take the gaze up. And as you exhale with the full breath, bring the hands down to the heart center. So the breath starts the movement, initiates the movement, and the movement lasts as long as the breath. Inhale one more time, arms reach up, gaze up. And exhale, bringing the hands down to the heart. So reminding yourself that you can do the same movement in the chair. So anything I'm doing here in the seated posture, you can be in your chair. As we inhale here, we'll sweep the arms up overhead, take the gaze up. As we exhale, we'll bring the right hand down alongside the right side body. Let it rest right next to the hip. Inhale, really fully extend into the left fingertips. Feel the left side lift. And as you exhale, a little side bend to the right. So the spine is bending to the right. Press down into the left hip and feel the openness into the left side body. Take the gaze up if you can to the left. If that bothers the neck, you can look straight forward or you can look down. One more breath. And as you inhale here, the right hand can reach up. As you exhale, the left hand comes down to the left side body, resting on the earth, right next to the left hip. Inhale fully through the right side. And as you exhale, side bend to the left. And again, the gaze can be up, straight forward, or down, just depending on how you feel today. One more breath here. As you inhale, reach up through both hands. And as you exhale, we can bring the hands back down to the heart center. Moving into a little seated twist here. As you inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, gaze up. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So bring your left hand to your right knee. Your right hand is behind your back. If you're sitting in the chair, you might need to scooch forward a little bit towards the edge of the seat. And then inhale, lift up tall through the crown. And as you exhale, turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Again, if you're seated, you want to keep your knees, if you're seated in the chair, you want to keep your knees and your hips facing forward. You want to feel this twist start from the waist and move its way up to the top of the head. One more full breath here. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left hand behind the back, the right hand to the right knee. As you inhale, fully extend. Exhale, take the gaze to the left, looking over the left shoulder. And again, noticing how this feels on this side. It might be different. But feeling the body moving around the spine as if the spine were a spiral staircase. As you inhale, we'll come back through center. Arms can reach up. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. And this is really only if you're sitting on the floor. If you're coming under the hands and knees, you can just lift yourself up and over. Although it might not be available to you, you might need to move your blanket, your bolster out from underneath your hips, shift onto your hip, and then lift yourself up to hands and knees. Take your time getting there. So I'm going to face the short end of the mat, so I'm sideways to you so you can see this movement. So if we're on the floor, we're on hands and knees, we're on all fours. We want the wrists below the shoulders, we want the knees below the hips, we want the fingertips to point forward. Spreading the fingers, pressing down into the earth. and elongating into the spine. If you're on the chair, you're going to be seated in the chair. You're going to bring the hands to the knees, and you're going to bring the heart just a little bit forward. On the inhale, we're going to arch the back, take the gaze up, the heart opens, the shoulders squeeze together onto the back. As we exhale, we round into the back, we tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, feel the belly button draw in as the shoulders pull away from each other. On the floor, same thing. As you inhale, soften the belly, take the gaze up, tailbone lifts, so does the head. As you exhale, round into the back, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Feeling the back body expand. Inhale, arching the back, taking the gaze up. Exhale, rounding into the back, tucking the chin, tucking the belly button, gazing towards the knees. Inhale, we'll all come back to neutral spine. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. If you're on the floor, and if you'd like, you can use blocks underneath your hands, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back to a down dog. Always want to make sure the blocks are on your mat so that the blocks don't slide. If you're on the chair, you're going to want to come up and turn around and face the chair. Your hands can be on the seat of the chair. My dog is in the way, that's Sonia. Or you can even turn the chair around and use the back of the chair to hold on to. The hips are going to draw back, the knees are going to be soft, the head's going to be right between the arms. So this is what we refer to sometimes as the chair dog or the wall dog. Sometimes this can be done on the wall as well. Or if you're on the earth, your hands are either on the blocks or directly on the mat. We're making an upside down V shape with the body. Not professional video, that's my dog drinking water. Hands on the knees, we're going to inhale, look forward, or up on the blocks rather. And as we exhale, we're going to step the feet forward. So you might need to take about 4 or 5 steps to get your feet up here, and that's okay. That's why I like the blocks, because it gives us more space to be able to move in. As we inhale, we're going to flatten the back, look up. On the exhale, we're going to fold back in. Soften the knees. Inhale, rise, reach the arms up overhead, take the gaze up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Beautiful. So the next portion, we're going to do some lunges. So again, you're welcome to stay here on the mat, standing. Chair can be in front of you, holding onto for support. For those of you that want to do this, but want to do this in the chair, I'm going to show you how we can modify each lunge in the chair. Good. So we'll take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to take our left foot and step it to the back of the mat and drop the heel down towards the earth. Lunge into the right knee. So I'm bringing that right knee right over my right ankle. My toes are pointing forward. My back leg is energized and pressing down into the earth through the pinky side of my foot with the left toe slightly turned in. Belly is in, supporting our back. And as we inhale here, we'll lift the arms straight up overhead and gaze up. So here we have warrior one. Shoulders are released down the back. If you're in the chair, our warrior has our right leg resting over the chair. And if you're short like me, you might want to block underneath your foot for some support. And the left knee can point down towards the floor. Again, if this is not comfortable for you, the block can come right underneath the knee to provide a little bit of support. Here I can hold on with the right hand and inhale the left hand up, or I can reach the right hand up as well. And I'm sorry I kept some of you standing for quite a while, didn't I? So from here, as we exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the heart center, opening up to warrior two. So as we open up, we turn the chest and the pelvis to face the left side of the mat. We open up the arms to a T. We take the gaze over the right fingertips. I haven't lost this integrity in my right knee. It's still tracking over my ankle. My left foot is still pressing down into the earth, energizing that left leg. Now, warrior two in the chair, the right leg stays here. The left leg can come forward, or the left foot can come out like this. We can open up this way. If you're a little flexible, you can even reach back like this. Always supported by your chair. One more breath. On the inhale here, we'll straighten the right leg. Arms are open, our pelvis and our chest are still facing the left side. As we exhale, we're going to reach that right hand all the way over and down the right side. Now I get my hand pretty close down to the floor. This is not necessary. You can bring your block over, rest your hand on your block. Draw your hip, draw your shoulder back, open the chest, reach the left hand up, gaze up. So this is the triangle pose in Utthita Trikonasana. We're extended and we're open. If I'm in the chair, from here, I'm going to stand up. Or maybe I don't have to. I can open the legs wide. And I can come here. Or I can stand up to the side of the chair, open the legs, put my right hand down on the chair, and look up this way. If I'm having shoulder problems, I'll keep my left hand on the hip, or I might reach my left hand up. Good. Exhale, look down. On the inhale, lift the body up. Lunge back into the right knee. Release the left hand down on the left leg, or maybe behind the back. Lift the right palm up and gaze up. Some people call this reverse warrior. Some call it the moon warrior. One more breath. Good. On the exhale here, we're going to take our left hand, bring it down onto our block or down onto the earth. Come up onto the ball of the left foot, reaching the right hand up to the sky, twisting as we gaze up. So how will that look in here in the chair? After I've come here, right? I'm going to bring my left hand down onto the chair. Reach the right hand up. Good. As you exhale, look down. Bring the right hand down to the second block. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, flatten the back, look up. Hands can be on knees. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, rise. Reach the arms up overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Good. Now, I'm going to turn and change my position on the mat. Only because if I step back with my other foot, my butt's going to be to you the whole time. And I don't want my back to you. So I'm just reversing direction. You can stay the same direction. We'll take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll step the right foot back. Lunge into the left knee. If you're in the chair, remember the left leg goes over the chair. The right knee can point down towards the floor. Maybe a block is underneath. Chest and pelvic go forward. And on the inhale here, reach the arms up overhead. If you're in the chair, one hand can come up, two hands can come up. Again, whatever you're most comfortable with. Even here in this warrior pose, you might feel more comfortable with the hands to the hips. Good. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Opening the chest and the pelvis now to face the right side of your mat. Keeping that lunge in the left knee. Pressing down through the right leg. Open up the arms to a T. Gaze over the left fingertips. In the chair, remember that right leg comes forward out in front so we don't twist the knee. One more breath. Maybe two. We'll stay in a little longer because we talked a lot on the other side. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. On the exhale, reach the left hand over the left side body, draw it down towards the earth. And again, it might rest down on a block. Choose the height of the block that works best for you. And reach the right hand up to the sky. Again, pulling that right shoulder back, opening the chest. Almost feels like you're leaning backward. Shoulder problem, hand stays on the hip. The arm reaches straight up. Exhale, gaze down. Use your core. Inhale, lift your body up. Lunge back into that left knee. Right hand comes down on the leg or behind the back. Lift the left palm up. Inhale, hand reaches up to the sky. As you exhale, the right hand will come down to the earth. A chair or a block will lift the right heel off the floor and then send the left hand up to the sky as we gaze up. Stay soft in the breath. Stay controlled. Be steady and at ease. Exhale, look down. Bring both hands down to the earth or onto a block or onto the chair. And step your right foot forward. Inhale, flatten back, look up. And exhale, fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, come up. Stand and reach. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Beautiful. We're moving on now into our balancing portion. So again, you can use a chair, you can use a wall, you can go freestyle, whatever works for you. So if you have a chair, you're going to bring the chair to the left side. If you're using a wall, you want the left hand on the wall. If you're going freestyle, we'll bring the left hand to the hip. Right hand's going to come out. Feel your feet are underneath your body. Maybe lift the toes and press down into the feet. Shift the weight into the left leg. Soften the left knee. And as you inhale, lift the right knee up. Hold on to the knee or the shin. Flex the foot. Keep your drishti, your gaze, forward towards the horizon or down towards the floor. As you exhale, draw the right knee out to the right side. Shift the gaze to the left. It's not necessary to shift the gaze if it throws you completely off balance. You can keep the gaze forward. Inhale, come back to center. Bring both hands low to the hips. Inhale, extend the right leg. Don't lean back. And exhale, bring the right leg back to the earth. Shifting the weight now into the right leg. Again, gaze down towards the earth, straight ahead. Right hand's on the hip this time, left hand comes forward. As we inhale, lift the left leg up, hold on to the knee, the shin. Stay tall in the spine without leaning back. Right hand's holding the wall, maybe the chair. As you exhale, the knee comes out to the left side, and maybe the gaze shifts to the right. Inhale, bring it back through center. Both hands to the hips. Extend the left leg without leaning back. Stay tall in the spine. And exhale, release the left foot down. Beautiful. You guys did great. I'm sure you did. So now we're going to take it down to the floor. We're going to do some opening stretching into our legs, which we all need quite badly, right? So again, you're welcome to come back into your chair, or you're welcome to come down onto the earth. If you're coming down onto the earth, I suggest again a block bolster or blanket underneath the hips. I'll use a bolster just so you can see what it looks like. And just come down whatever is best for you. Once you make your way down to the floor, we're going to come into Dandasana, which is staff pose. In staff pose, we want the legs straight, we want the legs energized. So I don't want floppy legs. I want my toes to point up. I want my knees to point up. I want to feel my quadricep muscles in the tops of my legs. And I want to bring my hands to my hips, right next to my hips, I should say, on the earth. Drawing the shoulders down. So if I have longer arms, my arms might be a little bit behind me or a little bit in front of me with the elbows bent. Belly is in. We're going to take our gaze, look down towards the heart. We want to keep the integrity of the spine, especially in the cervical column, straight and tall. Shoulders are released onto the back. This posture is really amazing for stooped posture. It's working on the back extensor muscles. It's working on all the upper back muscles to keep the chest open and the shoulders down the back. One more breath. On the inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to hinge and fold forward, coming down. Now, if you notice when I come forward, my spine stays straight. I'm not rounding into the back. So we want to keep that integrity long. The reason why we sit on the bolster is it helps to tip our pelvis forward, which helps to keep that spine straight. If I'm sitting on the floor, I can do this, but some people might not be able to get that lift or that movement. One of the things you can use here is a strap around the feet. And walk the hands down the strap to keep that spine long. The chest moving forward, the gaze towards the toes. Now again, all of this can be done in the chair. You can bring blocks underneath the feet or even a second chair to rest the feet on. On the inhale, we're going to come up. We should have felt that in the back of our legs and our hamstrings and into our low back. I'm going to draw the right knee in. And here I'm going to turn for you. This is asana. So I'm going to pull the right knee in, and that closes up my knee joint. And if I'm having difficulties with my knee today, I can put a small towel, or not even a towel, like a washcloth or a rag in between my knee there to help keep it a little bit open. And then I'm going to take my right knee out towards the side. The right knee is pressing into the left leg. Now again, that knee, if we're having difficulties and not feeling relaxed in the pose, we can put that block right underneath our knee. We can put the blanket right underneath our knee. We can put the pillow underneath our knee. Whatever we need to keep that knee feeling supported. We're going to inhale nice and tall through the crown. And as we exhale, we're going to again, straight spine, fold forward over the left leg. Good. As you inhale, slowly come up, and we'll change sides. So the right leg comes forward. You pull the left knee in. The left knee gently falls out to the side. Right leg is still active. And again, that bolster, blanket, pillow, block, whatever comes underneath the knee for support if you need that. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, hinge and fold forward over the right leg. And again, your hands are just going to come wherever they reach. If they're here on the floor, it's okay. If they're resting on your leg, it's okay. If you can reach your feet, keeping your shoulders relaxed, that's okay too. If you're in the chair, again, you're just reaching forward. As you inhale here, we'll slowly come up. We'll extend the left foot forward. Good. And we're going to go into a twist. So the left leg is going to be straight. The right knee is going to be bent. Inhale, lift the right hand up. As you exhale, the right hand comes behind the back. And it can rest on the earth behind your back as close as you can. Inhale the left hand up. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Now you can hug your knee. You can cross your elbow over your knee. And then you'll shift the gaze to the right. So either way, whatever feels best for you. Again, the spine is tall. I'm not leaning back into my arm. I'm keeping that integrity long. Good. Inhale, come back through center, and we'll change sides. So the right leg is straight, the left knee pulls in. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale, the left hand's behind the back. Inhale with the right arm. Exhale, hug that left knee. Cross the elbow over the knee. Stay tall in the spine. Shift the gaze to the left. Inhale, face forward. Good. From here, we're going to release down onto our back. When we come down onto our back, you can gently roll backwards or whatever works for you. Flip back in this other direction. And you might want to bring a block close to you. If you're in the chair, you might not need the block for this. We're going to come down to the floor. We're going to just hug the knees into the chest and gently round into the back. Reach for your strap. The left leg is straight. We're going to take the strap, wrap it around the right foot. If you're in the chair, it's the same thing. You're going to put your left leg down. The knee can be bent. The right leg is going to be straight as you strap in. Put the strap around the ball of the foot. Now, the left leg is as straight as it can be. If my right hamstring is feeling really tight today, I might keep that left leg bent. It just gives us a little bit more space in that right hamstring. Take an inhale and an exhale. Feel the sensation and breathe into it. On the exhale, we're going to bring the right leg out to the right side. Keep that left hip pushed down to the floor. So if I start to drop my foot too far down and my hip comes up, I'm not getting what I need. So I'm going to pull my leg back a little bit to keep my left hip down towards the floor. Energize the left leg as if I'm standing on the floor. This should feel familiar to you. This is the exact standing balance pose we did, but laying on the floor. Inhale the leg back through center. Release the strap. Release the right foot down to the earth. Pull the left knee in. Wrap the left foot into the strap. Extend the left leg. And again, the right leg can be straight. The right knee can be bent, depending on how my hamstring feels today. Flex the right foot. Energize the right leg. Take an inhale. And then exhale as you breathe into the sensation. As you exhale, bring the left leg out to the side. Press the right hip down. And then inhale back through center. Release the strap. Release the left foot down. Beautiful. Hug the knees in. And then bring the feet down to the earth. We're going to move into bridge pose. Now I showed bridge pose in the chair in my last video. I'll try to jump up somewhere in the middle. If you're on the floor, you can use a block for bridge. This is called a supported bridge. So we're going to draw our navel in. We're going to tuck the tailbone. I want the knees in line with my hips, and I want my ankles to be below my knees. Arms are tight down along the side body. Inhale here, we're going to press and lift up. Now again, if you want to be supported, reach for your block. You can bring your block right underneath your sacrum and release the hips down. If you're in the chair, your feet are a little bit forward in front of you. Your shoulders are a little bit on the back. You're going to tuck the tailbone. And as you inhale, you're kind of pushing forward and then lifting up. Good. Stay here for just a few more breaths. If you get tired, exhale, come down. Inhale, come back up. I'm coming back to the supported myself. Good. Good. If you're supported, you're going to tuck the tailbone. Inhale the hips up. Release the prop. And then gently come down to the earth. Hug the knees back into the chest. Then we're going to open the arms up to a T. Now here I forgot to tell you that if your head is leaning back like this, you might want a blanket underneath to keep your ears in line with your shoulders. Open up the arms to a T here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees to the left. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. Now what's important here is to keep my right shoulder down. If my right shoulder is lifting up, I can take my blanket and my block, bring it right underneath my knees, or even between my knees. And that helps to bring that right shoulder back down. It gives my knees a little bit more comfort, a little more steadiness. Inhale the knees back through center. And as you exhale, drop the knees to the right. Take the gaze to the left. And again, support the knees to keep the shoulder down. You see a lot of knees up in the air like this. So we're going to bring those bolsters, those blankets, those blocks underneath the knees to support them. Inhale the knees back to center. Bring the feet to the earth and let the knees just open wide. Rest the hands on the stomach. Take a deep full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, press it out through your mouth. Good. Maybe take one more full breath in. Exhale, let it go. When you are ready, take the feet out to the corners of the mat. Relax the body. Let the palms face up. And just feel yourself relaxing into the breath, into Shavasana. Releasing all tension, all thoughts. Being in the space, being at rest and at peace. You can stay here as long as you need to. Always present to the breath without any thought. When we are ready to come out, begin to move into the fingers, the toes. Maybe the wrists and the ankles. Maybe the head softly moves from side to side. Bring the legs together, reach the arms up overhead. Take one big, long, full body stretch. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Give yourself a hug. Roll down onto whatever side might feel best to you today. Stay here as long as you need to. And then gently press yourself up to seated. Don't be afraid to reach back for your bolster or your blanket or your pillow and lift your hips back up. We're going to end this class today with the hands at the heart center. And just take a moment to be grateful. Grateful for all that you have. Grateful for your health. Grateful for the love that surrounds you. I'm going to end class today with a chant we call the peace mantra. I'll start with an Om, and you're welcome to join me on the Om. It's a deep breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings be happy and free. May our words, thoughts, and actions in somehow, some way contribute to this happiness and freedom, so no being on Mother Earth may suffer. Be at peace with yourself, with each other, with the world. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day.